Good morning, good looking people, and you're good looking because you're always looking. And of course, you are finding the good in everything and in everybody. Hope you're well. Chag Sameach, good Yontif. Hope you enjoyed the first couple days of Sukkot. So today is the 17th of Tishrei, but we're going to first start with the Hayom Yom for yesterday, which was the 16th of Tishrei. This Hayom Yom is another very difficult Hayom Yom. But I'm going to try to break it down simply, at least something that we can all connect to. And then I'll read it inside. And there's also a few more minhagim. But essentially, today's Hayom Yom is talking about Simcha Beis HaShoeva, which was the time that in the Beis HaMikdash, when they would start to draw the water from outside of Yerushalayim and bring it in. And it was a very happy time. They say that if you've never seen the happiness of drawing that water on Simcha Beis HaShoeva, you've never seen happiness or experienced happiness. So it was a really special event, and in that event, so many different revelations took place. There was a lot of prophecy, and in today's Hayom Yom, it's actually talking about how Yonah received his prophecy during this period of time. However, what we're trying to focus on today is that there are different times we'll have revelations. There's one thing just to acknowledge a revelation. The other one is to internalize it and use it. And really what the point that's coming out of today's Hayom Yom is it's great to have a revelation, but the purpose and the work of a chassid is to internalize it and do something with it. There was a story of Reb Shlomo of Karlin who came to visit the Alter Rebbe. And they had a private discussion together, and as they came out, they went to the study hall where all their different chassidim were studying. At which point, Reb Shlomo of Karlin pointed out to one student. His name was Reb Shlomo, and he told the Alter Rebbe, this chassid, what a great chassid this guy, the student is, that he actually had a revelation of Eliyahu Hanavi, came to see him. So the Alter Rebbe acknowledged, and then he pointed across the room and said, you see this student over there, his name is Reb Binyamin Kletzker. He said, if you look at him, his soul actually shines through him. You can actually see his soul and the essence of his soul as you look at him. And that is higher than your chassid who had a revelation from Eliyahu Hanavi. And what the point he was making from the story was, it's great to have this revelation. There's another thing about internalizing it and doing something with it. And that really is the purpose of our work. I will read the Hayom Yom inside, but again, the messaging of today is to really take our experiences, everything that we have, and do something with them. Not merely just have an experience or a great moment, but to take from the Yontif, take from the holiday, and live with it, and take it with us, and bring it out. So, let's read the Hayom Yom inside for the 16th of Tishrei. First, a couple of halachas. When reciting Kiddush at night, which was be the second night of Yontif, this is the second day of Yontif, or the second night, which would have been the second day, we say the bracha of Shachianu before we say Leishev Basukah. So we said Kiddush, then we say Shachianu, then we say Leishev Basukah. And what's the reason? Just for a little bit of clarity. The first night we say Shachianu because that was on the Sukkah itself. On the second night we sang Shachianu because that is on the entire holiday. Two different Shachianus. Next one. Before the afternoon service, we do not recite the psalm of beginning of Hardu. We do recite the passage of Pasach Eliyahu. So this year, when this was put together, this was Erev Shabbos. So on Erev Shabbos, we do say Pasach Eliyahu. Going to the Hayom Yom of the day. That Tzemach Tzedek related in 1808, for the sixth time, we heard my grandfather, the Alter Rebbe, deliver the first of the two Maimarim in the Likutei Torah that are entitled Ushaftem Mayim. So this is the sixth time he heard it. It says every time that he gave over the mimer, there was a new revelation, new experiences, talking about what we were said earlier. There are all these different revelations, but it's about living with it and taking it in. So it's saying that it was the sixth time, that even on the sixth time, there was still new information coming out. And when Ushafta Mayim means, and you shall draw water in the joy from the well springs of deliverance. It says the experience of this, of Simcha Beis HaShoeva, of this drawing of the water, was reminiscent of the comment of the sages that they say in Yerushalmi, in Sukkah chapter 5, number 1, from where they drew Ruach HaKodesh. So that actually, as they were drawing water, they were also drawing Ruach HaKodesh. There was a major event and there was a lot going on. And it says that Simcha Beis HaShoeva, Yonah, the prophet Yonah, received his prophetic revelation during this actual process. And then it says, when we heard the above mimer, when they were actually hearing this mimer now, that from for the 6th time, it says we also had a revelation, and it was an infinite revelation of Ein Sof, and in the end, Mashiach will come because the beginning is rooted in the end. So the last part of this Hayom Yom is saying that hearing the mimer and actually experiencing the mimer was higher level than Yonah, who just got a prophecy during this period as well, many years earlier. The idea is that it's one thing to hear a revelation or see a revelation. The other is actually experiencing it and taking it. And when it says that the beginning is rooted in the end, the idea is that eventually, at the end of our current times, we will have Mashiach. Mashiach will be the beginning of a new era, a new time. So the beginning and the end are connected, so that the end is wedged in the beginning. And this is a very deep Hasidic concept. But ideally from today, the idea is to take things in and live with it, actualize it, and embrace it in our lives. And that is the whole concept of the 16th of Tishrei. Have a great Yontif. Have a great Chag. I know it's a difficult one, but I hope you got some of it. Have a great day. We'll talk more later about the 17th of Tishrei.